Hey guys, truth is, not too long after I made my last Canadian Football League video where I talked about some minor changes that were made for the 2017 CFL season in terms of uniforms by a couple of teams, the Hamilton Ticats actually decided to, a few weeks ago as of this video, they decided to bring out a pair of white pants to wear with their away uniform when they played the Ottawa Red Blacks. And I thought that was actually a pretty interesting change, and it's more of just an addition, an extra pant option to wear with their away uniform rather than an actual change. It's kind of a change, but it's more of just an addition to their uniform set. But I figured it would be worth talking about, so that's why this video is called 2017 CFL uniform changes, some more minor changes, because this is more to talk about on top of the minor changes that I talked about previously. Now, actually, for anybody interested, I'll quickly do a small mini recap on the two teams that I talked about in my last CFL video for anyone interested. So, in that video, I talked about the fact that the Montreal Alouettes appear to have retired their silver pants and their silver helmets in favor of their white helmet and their white pants that they've been wearing a lot since Adidas has taken over the CFL's uniforms. And personally, I feel that that move was a huge upgrade. And with the royal blue socks and the very unique royal blue shoulder yokes on Montreal's away jersey, their all-white look, in my opinion, is one very, very nice look. And I really like it. And I thought it was, personally, I feel their decision to just go with white pants and white helmets now was a massive upgrade, especially with their away uniform. I really, really like it. And the white pants and white helmet with their home uniform is actually pretty decent too, but I especially like what they've done with their away uniform this year. Really impressed. Now, as for the Argonauts, what they did was with their navy blue helmet, they added a light blue stripe along the center of it. And as for their white helmet, last year their white helmet was, it had a, it wasn't, actually, sorry, I'm just trying to think of how to word this here. Oh, okay, yeah. So with the Argonauts, what they did with their white helmet was, last year they had a white helmet with two navy blue stripes and a light blue stripe running along between those two stripes along the center of their helmet. So their helmet from last year was white with, and along the center of that helmet there was a pair of navy blue stripes with a light blue stripe running along the center of those two stripes along the center of the helmet. And that helmet had a navy blue face mask. Now this season, the Argonauts' white helmet is now just with, it no longer has the navy blue stripes along the center. It only has the single light blue stripe. And instead of a navy blue face mask, it now has a white face mask. So basically it's an all-white helmet with a white face mask with just a single light blue stripe along the center of it now. And personally, I felt their old helmet was much, much better than the new white helmet that they've got for this season. Now also, on top of the Ticats' decision to add a white pant option for their away uniform, there's actually one more change I want to talk about as well. And that has to do with the Calgary Stampeders. Now, this has to do with their alternate uniform. And whether it's a permanent or a temporary move, I honestly don't know what's happened with the Stampeders' alternate uniform just yet. And whether this is a permanent or just a temporary move, as of right now, as I'm filming this, it's still yet to be determined at this time because I honestly don't know. But anyways, for the past 20 plus years that the Stampeders have had a black alternate uniform, throughout the years, all the different variations of their black third jersey have had a pair of interlocking Colt 45s as a shoulder patch in some way, shape, or form. And the last season, former defensive back Mylan Hicks was gunned down last year. and he used to play for the Calgary Stampeders, and last year as I said, he was tragically gunned down and shot to death. And ever since Mylan Hicks was killed, the Calgary Stampeders have decided not to wear the interlocking Colt 45s on the shoulders of their third jersey. And for the time being, I can wholeheartedly understand why the Stampeders would not want to wear this as a shoulder patch on their third jersey under these extreme and very tragic circumstances around Mylan Hicks. Now, I know for a fact that they are not going to have this shoulder patch visible on the jerseys for the remainder of the 2017 season. And in fact, I've noticed that the players have actually had pieces of black fabric stitched over top of their shoulder patches to cover up these interlocking Colt 45s. And I'm pretty sure that players that are new to the Stampeders for this 2017 season have actually received third jerseys without the shoulder patch stitched onto the shoulders of their third jerseys. So for the time being, it's a temporary move under the circumstances of what happened with Mylan Hicks. But whether it's a temporary move or it's going to actually become a permanent move, I still don't know. And I haven't heard anything on this matter as of this video. So whether it's a temporary move or it's going to become a permanent move to permanently remove the interlocking Colt 45 logo off the shoulders of any future Calgary Stampeders uniform is still something that's currently yet to be determined as I'm filming this video. So it may make a return, it's possible, but for the time being, it's not going to be on their third jersey. And for the time being, I can completely appreciate why the Stampeders would choose to have it off of their third jersey, at least for the time being. And whether it comes back or not, I don't know if it will, and it's still something that's yet to be determined as I'm filming this video, because I honestly don't know what the Stampeders are going to do, especially under these very unfortunate circumstances of what happened to Mylan Hicks and the fact that his life was taken far, far too soon. Now, anyways, moving on to the Hamilton Ticats, as I mentioned earlier, they've included a white pant option for their away uniform, and this is a shot of it here. And here's another shot of their all-white away uniform for this 2017 season. Now, when Reebok was still making the CFL's uniforms for their golden yellow, their black, and their white pants, the Ticats had a pair of stripes on the sides of those three pairs of pants that they wore when Reebok was still making the uniforms. For the Ticats' white and golden yellow pants, they had a pair of black stripes on either side of the pants. And with their black uniform with Reebok, their black pants with Reebok, they had a pair of gold stripes on either side of the pants. Now, that was one of the biggest disappointments that I've found with Adidas making the Ticats uniforms now instead of Reebok, is that they got rid of the stripes off of the sides of their pants. Now, as you can see, since Adidas took over the jerseys from Reebok, the Ticats have worn either plain golden yellow or plain black pants without stripes. And now they have a pair of plain white pants to wear too. Now, in my honest opinion, the Ticats' decision to bring out white pants to wear with their away uniform is a pretty nice one. I have always liked to see the Ticats wear an all-white uniform or an all-white combination for their away uniform. Now, as long as the Ticats don't wear this very often, at the maximum once or twice a year, I actually think this is a pretty decent addition to their away uniform. And personally, I do like seeing the Ticats wear the white pants with the away uniform once or twice a year. I wouldn't even mind if they wore it for a third game every year. But I would not want to see it all the time, that's for sure. But once in a while, I think it's actually pretty decent. But I got to nitpick on the Ticats again, and I know I've done this before, because I've talked about their current uniforms as of this video in previous videos, but three things that I hate about the Ticats' new uniforms is, number one, the oversized word marks on the front. The other thing is the cut of the jersey, because you see this big massive patch of black fabric that runs underneath the arms. Like, to me, that just looks ugly. I wish Adidas and the Ticats would fix that. But for me, the one biggest downgrade of all for the Ticats was their decision to get rid of the stripes along the sides of their pants. I thought that was a really nice look, and in my opinion, Adidas has really downgraded what I honestly thought was one of the best looks in the entire CFL. I mean, this still looks decent, but it's just not the same compared to what they were wearing before Adidas took over the jerseys from Reebok. So once again, yeah, I mean, this all-white away uniform is a pretty nice change. I'm glad that the Ticats decided to bring white pants back as an option to wear with their away uniform for the 2017 season. And as long as they only wear it for 1 to 3 games a year at the most, to me, this is actually a pretty nice uniform combination. And hopefully they will fix their uniforms when it comes time for another league-wide redesign. I really hope they do, because I really do believe that the Ticats uniforms with Reebok were perfect the way they were before, and they should have never touched them at all. So with that, that's it for this video. I figured with those 2 changes, it was worth making an extra CFL video for. So to recap, the Ticats now have white pants to wear alongside their away uniform, and hopefully they never wear it with their home uniform, because with their home jersey, the only white on it is the little bit of white in the logo, as you can see here, and a little bit of white trim around the gold numbers on their black home jersey. That's it. So wearing white pants with that uniform would just look awful as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, the Ticats now have white pants to wear with their away uniform. And so far, at least for the time being, under the circumstances of what happened to Mylan Hicks and the fact that he was gunned down a year ago, shot to death, the Stampeders have decided to leave the interlocking Colt 45 shoulder patch off of the shoulders of their 3rd jersey. And whether this is just a temporary move or a permanent move to their uniform is still yet to be determined as of this video. So anyways, you guys, with all of that, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, as always, until I make my next video, take care. And of course, as always, bye for now.